Alright, you guys, we're back with another guide video, and this time it's for Knighthood Boss Kelak Extreme, using the Magelda strat. If you have a 6-6 Magelda, this is by far the easiest way to do it. There is another strat with demons, I'll show you here later. But, artifact set, this is what you're going to want to run. Increases the attack of Ragnarok characters by 2.5% for each buff on the enemy. If you don't have this one, then you really can't run it. That's the main part of this. But you can see we got crit damage food. You can also use attack if you want to. I find crit damage food easier. For gear, you can see I've got Tarmiel's 2 HP bottom pieces. It's defense pieces. One's a SR piece with resistance rolls. One's defense. C rank pieces on top. The reason for those defense pieces is I just found it easier to, patience after 5 stacks. You want to unequip his weapons. Same thing for Keo. And as you can see for the gear on Keo, I don't even have top pieces for him at all, so I don't want any extra attack. But I kept the HP set bonus for the bottom pieces. Make sure you do that. Magelda is attack crit damage. As you can see, I've got her close to perfect rolls, but not quite. Gother, same thing. I've got the HP for bottom pieces, but no top pieces. And his weapons are unequipped. Make sure you have Magelda's weapons equipped. She needs to do as much attack as possible. For links, you want green Soriel on Gother. You're going to want those for the debuffs. I did the same thing with him to lower his attack. Removed his weapons as well. And then for Margaret here, we'll show you what we want her for. We want her for her grace. She's going to increase our attack by 5% for each stance or buff on the enemy. And I'll show you how that works here in just later when we get into the battle. To run her on attack crit and have all her weapons equipped as well. But with that, we'll just go ahead and hop on in, you guys. Alright, turn 1's going to be real simple. We're going to toss the Magelda card. We're going to move this Tarmiel card around a little bit, use it. Start building up some Gother passive and building up Keo passive in this first phase. And we want to get Tarmiel's ult at the same turn we get Keo's passive maxed out. So as you see, you get points for debuffs. We did get a stack of Tarmiel early on too. That's really good. If you want to get Tarmiel's passive maxed out. As you can see, we got all those points for the debuffs from Keo. We're going to use some cards here, build up Gother passive, and also try to lower his HP bonuses up there at the top, the gray buffs. We want to get them down to 0 before we ult. And there we go. Now what we're going to do here is ult with Tarmiel and get rid of all the attack cards we don't need. You want to save your Gother cards and save your Tarmiel buffs. And you don't want to get Gother's ult too early on, so be careful about getting his ult gauge. You want to try to time it for so you can get his relic attack boost right at the right time. Okay, that's really nice. We got the level 2 Tarmiel buff. So here, do I want to do this? It's going to give me an ult gauge with Gother. I don't really have a way around it. I have to. Yeah. We'll just do this. And I probably should have moved that Tarmiel buff to the far left so I didn't get a natural merger with Gother. But that was a misplay on my part. But as you can see, we got lucky here. So there's another stack of Tarmiel passive. So alright, what we're going to do here now, let's move that over. We're going to get Keo ult. Go ahead and toss this. You can use Keo ult here in second phase anytime after your second turn into the second phase. So there we go. There's our stacks of Tarmiel's passive. That should be 4. Now what we're going to do here is ult with Keo, or actually we will drain with Gother first, ult with Keo, and then just block 2 cards out. So that will put a Soriel debuff on him that will last. Give some extra points from the ignites. Now the turn after this he is going to solidify, and all those debuffs on him will turn to buffs. And that is the whole point of the artifact set and the Margaret link, and us debuffing the way we are. As you can see, he's going to solidify this turn. So what we're going to do is drain him. We're going to put up this level 2 Tarmiel buff. It has to be level 2 or higher to do this. But every time he attacks into a Tarmiel buff, he will get a debuff on him, as you'll see here in just a minute. And we're about to put a whole bunch of debuffs on him with Gother, between Gother's card and the green Soriel link. And that should have us about maxed out after he attacks us twice. Yep. There we go. That is a perfect run right there, just about. It could be a little bit better with a level 3 Tarmiel buff, but what can you do? So we'll do this here to get a few extra points. We'll do this to try to get rid of that last gray health buff and get some points from using Gother's ult. And then we will Magelda ult. Now, if he's very low, don't use Gother's ult right here. But, perfect. We got the crit, got rid of the last gray health buff, and we got the crit with Magelda for 25 mil. So yeah, that's basically what you want your run to look like. And good luck, you guys. I will have a video for the Demon Strat out here soon.